Frankie, did you hear? We did it. Hashtag call Carl. Success. We did it. TV show. It's happening. It was all us, like all of our subs, all of our viewers.
That's right, dude. We are so famous. We changed the world of media, sir.
So anybody who hasn't heard, the company that owns the rights to the Judge Dredd franchise has written scripts. They have TV scripts that are at the ready, and they are seeking out Karl Urban and Sylvester Stallone to make appearances. It's not really clear if this is going to be a totally brand new version of Judge Dredd and somebody else is going to play it. I don't think they even maybe know yet. But hey, it's
the details don't matter. What matters is this is because of us, and you're welcome, everybody.
Judge Dredd because of these guys.
Call Carl. Hashtag call Carl.
Why is nobody calling Carl? Why?
Yeah, call Carl. Get Dredd 2 going.
The viral sensation that got this made.
The call Carl that made this happen. More gritty, good, Karl Urban Judge Dredd. I'm on board.
Let's do it. Let's make a show out of it. I want as much as possible.
You look ready.
In the less confirmed news, the rumor mill news.
Talk about Star Wars rumors.
Star Wars rumors.
Star Wars rumors.
What are we going to do with Star Wars?
I know.
And you you seem to have a grasp. What are these options? There are like possibilities that might happen.
Yeah. So what they're thinking about doing is like with comic books, they want to do a multiverse. Basically, they're essentially trying to retcon the sequel trilogy because I don't think it went quite the way anybody really wanted or expected, and they just don't really know what to do with it. I definitely hate the idea of a Star Wars multiverse. I just hate it. But I saw The Rise of Skywalker, and when Palpatine and he starts raising Star Destroyers with his hands, I'm just like, this is a cartoon. This doesn't match up with anything else. And honestly, the multiverse might be the only thing, as much as I hate it.
I'm so conflicted on this because you're right. I mean, it was terrible. It was just so comically bad. I joked with, friends, like including you, that I was like, it's fan fiction. It's just Disney doing fan fiction. And,
yeah.
The kids, my joke was the kids from the end of Last Jedi were asked how to write the next movie. And those little kids wrote, Rise of Skywalker. So that's what we get.
Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master.
I think a multiverse is so like it's being done too much, and it's not Star Wars. I'm like, I don't know. Like, either ignore it completely and just ignore it. Just make it like, okay, we don't talk about that. That's the crazy uncle we don't talk about. One of the options is, it's a multiverse, or literally they're talking about Luke Skywalker's consciousness going back in time and warning him through the Force to not attack Ben, and then that changes everything. And I'm like, this is just, now you're doing Star Trek 2009. Like, all you're doing is just, we're going to
reset. Everyone loved that.
Everyone loved that. I mean, actually, you know what? I'll say, I liked it at first, and then when the movies didn't stay good, like when it didn't become better Star Trek, I just was so over it. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. Like, it's becoming a comic book, and that's, I don't know. I don't know what the right solution is, but I don't like any of it.
What I heard was Vader, because the sequel trilogy undoes Vader's prophecy, essentially, because Palpatine still lives, and just no one's happy with that.
Nope.
So the idea is Vader throws Palpatine down, and Palpatine, goes to a Sith world through the veil of this. He goes through some Sith thing and goes out, into a parallel universe where Rey and Ben Solo and all that stuff is, and
it's fine. It's in a different part of the multiverse.
What could you give me?
The shameless plug, if you want to see a better version of the sequel trilogy movies, we got a link at the end to the edit that I did that Frankie was very instrumental in helping. There is no Palpatine, and it's just a simple story with Rey and Kylo, and I think it works pretty well. First Order, Last Jedi, a Star Wars story. Simple little tale.
That's how you tell a compelling sequel trilogy story.
Gosh darn right it is. And then the last kind of piece we were going to talk about was this Witcher prequel announcement, which you just told me, like, I had seen the headlines, but I didn't look too deep into it. That it's going to be about the elves from Witcher.
Yeah, the people we didn't really care too much about in that one episode.
That's the problem.
They're gonna
there was
have a
that
whole
one-
prequel series now.
they had all this crazy monster design and all these cool set decorations and stuff, and then that one scene where it's like it's the king of the elves, and I was like, this guy in this really crappy looking cave with these really bad costumes, like that's the elf king. Okay, I don't know.
Getting a whole prequel trilogy about
Whole
or
prequel
trilogy.
trilogy
No,
on-
I'm stuck on
on
trilogies.
like
Oh God.
on the least interesting episode of the show, we're gonna get a whole prequel spinoff. That's cool. Great.
Yeah, I think what definitely happened was Netflix saw that HBO did everything right with Game of Thrones, and they still had to eat a turd sandwich. You know, they gave them nothing but time, nothing but money, nothing but creative control, and it bit them in the ass. So now I think Netflix is like, hey, everyone likes The Witcher. Let's just, pump that out and
Just
like
give me some more of that.
Don't give anybody the chance to ruin it before we start, creating more properties and getting things going.
I'm skeptical for now, just because it was the least interesting part of The Witcher. Yeah,
we're gonna get it. I'll watch it.
I'll exactly, like I'll give it an episode. I'll check out the Metacritic score before, like if I'm really intrigued.
It's
so
too horrible.
Yeah, well, hey, that is our kind of, current little weekly dog pile look at what's going on in the news. But, we'll have another video later this week, and hopefully more things keep happening. I'm always like, what's going on in the world? Because there's not a lot of shooting, but there's a lot of planning. We're writing scripts. We're getting ready. There's going to be stuff happening in the future.
Leave us a like, subscribe, share, and we'll catch you next time.